I'm just another lost soul in the prison, tripping over myself. And I know I slip it, but hearts are more than no validation in digital blood. Can we go back to the days we lived today? Do we really want it all if it all just feels the same? When I'm alone at night, I can't hide it no more, wanting more for myself. There's no making it right if you're looking for light outside of yourself. All that's left, but is that enough in this modern age? Scrape lessons off our shoes, pray to our phones and get high. So many sharks in the water. Not gonna be one of those lucky people who feels no pain when they die. I'm running out of ways to pacify myself. Feels just like the modern age with no books on your shelf. Hey, can we go back to the days we lived okay? Do we really want it all if it all just feels the same? When I'm alone at night, I can't hide it no more, wanting more for myself. There's no making it right if you're looking for light outside of yourself.
It's like the skins that you sell. Nah, but it's not
Let's
good. It's
fucking
like,
go.
well, I don't understand.
Right now, we are vibing with the 288 gang. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna join from my computer real quick. Right now, we are vibing with 288 gang, muted. And we are chilling. Let's get high, and we'll pop in and see what they're talking about. 288 is a group of amazing individuals that just do some amazing shit. Builders who have, you know, IRL products and stuff. It's fucking really cool. 288 gang, shout out Bad Teeth and the whole fam. They actually do an IRL event that's hosted every first Tuesday of the month, and I actually went there physically because I didn't read, because apes don't read, that the event was being held in the Otherside today. But it worked out because then we could start earlier and fucking vibe. But we'll get high. Let's go, GHC. Let's go. Yeah, no, I am early, but normally I would be late if I went to the event. Yes, sir, I do, Count. I do. account had a great call out, which is that my cap was super dirty, like mad dirty. And it really, really was. So... All right. We cleaned the cap. It's still filthy, but we'll soak it. I'll soak it for you, Count. Let's see what the 288 gang's talking about.
ETFs, and some companies will IPO, some companies will ETF, but I think that like the situation in front of us is gonna evolve, and none of us were crazy for thinking that this technology could change the world, because we literally get to watch it change the world, even though we were the crazy one.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that take. I think that, the one thing when I talk to people who are like, I just don't get it, I'm like, at the end of the day, the underlying power of being able to transfer someone, currency, items, whatever, trustlessly, like, it's a superpower. And that's enough to change the world, and it is. That's what's happening right now. So it'll take some time, but it's coming. Right? VADTE_ETH for a reason.
I'm waiting for the grand fallout from gamers getting tired of gigantic debt, like publishers, pushing out $1 million games and then rugging their devs soon after, and splitting their teams in half, because the game didn't pan out the way they thought it would. And like, I feel like gamers are like getting tired of that sort of like back and forth with like giant publishers, being controlled by investors and stuff. And I think there's a reason why a lot of smaller indie games are like doing really well right now. Like we mentioned earlier. Yeah, people are sick of it. And earlier someone mentioned that game Schedule 1, which is like a drug dealer simulator game. I own it, super fun. I've played with some friends, it's hilarious. It was all dev by one guy, one person. And I mean, the dude is sitting on easily like millions of dollars now because he's sold so many copies, but he's keeping it humble. He's a single dev, probably gonna hire more people now. But yeah, just some young guy having fun, made something very lasting and with a good loop, right? A good gameplay loop. And I think people were playing it even more for the meme of the fact that it was one guy deving this and it was like raking in tons of money. And that alone, that curiosity, just like made people come over and buy the game and play it as well, just to see what it was all about. But like that's what I'm waiting for, like gamers to like really shun, giant publishers and like start, hunting for more like unique experiences or unique games made by smaller developers, indie studios, and also with like a more real like community behind it. And they don't know it yet, but I feel like Web3 provides a lot of that, like strong
We are
community
that.
with like we are that stuff. Yeah, that like stuff that really binds people together, around a thing, whatever that thing is. And so like, we have small, strong communities. That's what people like, genuine interactions with like a tight-knit group. But then add that to like a whole world with an ecosystem tied to the game and stuff. Like that's like an area we haven't even really like delved in too far yet. Even ourselves, we've been, like you said, we've been here for 4 years and we're still early. We're still early. But yeah, I'm waiting on that moment for gamers to be like, turn around and want something different. And I'm curious because I really do think as well, like we have a lot of that stuff here that we could offer.
Yeah, it's like, that problem that you keep complaining about, like it's actually been solved. So you might want to come check it out at some point. Hey, I got a question. This happens to me fairly often where my cursor gets out of alignment on the screen. Does anybody know how to fix that without like dropping?
Does it get out of alignment because you're like opening up an emote or trying to hit voice or hit the chat?
Yeah, it seems like I have to go like,
You have to close it and
3/4 of an
reopen.
inch. Ah, shit. All right. Well,
Well, that's what I do, is I close it and reopen it because it's the same thing with me. It's almost so to the fact that it's like I lose the cursor while I'm trying to click on an emote or something. And the emote will pop up, but the cursor's way left behind. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime I'm doing something like that, I just reset my entire situation, come back in, and it usually fixes it. I mean, I know you can't do that right now, but that's how I fix it normally.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I was just curious if there was a way to do it without having it in the bubble. Yeah, the right
bubble
click
doesn't
works.
end now, brother. The bubble works for 5 minutes after you disappear. And
Oh,
you have
really?
5
So I can
minutes to
drop and
hop
come
back
back?
into the world, and you'll come right back into this bubble. So if you rugged right now, we would get a countdown in red for 4 minutes and 59 seconds, and you would have that amount of time to get back before the bubble pops.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I'll hang out for now, but that's good to know for sure.
No, let's do it, bro. Let's test it. Come on.
Shit.
So,
come on, man.
if
I'm just
you,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, the obvious thing would be like right-clicking to enable and disable it, but sometimes I'll like Command Tab out of it and then Command Tab back into it, just to kind of like switch the applications and get my mouse and cursor working in, the desktop if you're on a Mac.
Yeah, it's definitely funky. Like sometimes it just disappears, but right now what it's doing is like it's interacting with like the overlays and stuff like that, but it's at about like 5/8 of an inch above where I'm clicking, or below where I'm clicking. It's really random. But I can make it work, so it's no big deal. What's the city over there?
Sometimes pressing T
Neapolis.
for bubbles, sometimes that helps with some of my cursor issues. Like if I can't see my cursor and things like that, like sometimes I'll just press T and toggle that thing, the bubbles interface, and it'll help.
Nice. Yeah, actually one of the other things I found that helps sometimes when it's missing is you can, if you scroll like to the top or the bottom of the screen and it pops up like your actual like system visuals, then that'll give you your cursor back as well, just for people that are running into that problem. All right, who else is building something cool? I know that there's people in here working on some shit. Gonna leave a long, uncomfortable silence until somebody starts talking.
Bro, I can't wait to talk about what I'm building.
Zombie Rob
No,
is doing some cool shit.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
What are you working on?
Board FM, Zombie Rob, TJ the Creator. I know each of them personally. I've been cooking some shit.
Well, feel free to speak up if you're in a place to do so. Always love to hear what the people got cooking. And Mock and Kid A, you guys need to start talking. What is this can't say nothing? Come on.
Well, I mean, listen, I want to talk about all of my ideas. I do. And listen, I'm going to be real with you. I come from my past life being in a corporate structure and, you know, providing ideas to a team, having them work out and then not even getting the credit for it. Like, and being like, and thinking, so like this whole building and public concept has been completely new to me. And I'm welcoming it with open arms, and I'll talk about and do everything. But it's like, I just feel like some things you keep close to your chest, especially in this market when anybody can build with it. You know what I mean? When you are the idea guy and you're able to make your idea come to life. And like, that's what makes me so excited about the vibe coding camp. Because everything that I want to build has to do, I'm going to be real with y'all, it just has to do with this place and how I see what could be a fit for the future and stuff like that. But like, nobody is going to help me with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably have all their own things already built. The only way to really do it is to lay that foundation out, learn how to vibe code, and create step by step, brick by brick, and let the community see it that it's from one of their own. And I think that also speaks from itself. Like, when you're around somebody so often, like I feel like we have our first 100 here on the other side, and now I feel like we almost have our first 200. And my goal is to bring that first 1,000, you know, before there's a marketing push, while they're still in beta, you know. And so like, I just, one of the things I do want to do, if y'all been watching my page, y'all see the other news. I've been doing other news. In other news, 8 points, 55 cents. And Rich Decor was blocked by Zach XBT because he's a serial rugger. Ernest Lee confirms that Rich Decor is a serial rugger. And literally, Rich is a serial rugger. But the whole point of that is, you know, to build like an LLM model that takes my filter, that uploads the news every day, that delivers it, and that I don't actually have to do that step. It tells you where Bitcoin is, where ApeCoin is, where Arbitrum is, what new mints are coming out, all of that stuff. Like, I look forward to building those things here on ApeChain and utilizing them, as well as a few other things. Like, to me, that's low-hanging fruit.
Yo,
you know?
Thank you, Kick Friends.
Yeah.
For the follow.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think it is an
Appreciate
interesting.
it.
It is an interesting time, but when sharing ideas, because it is so easy to spin up MVPs right now, or proof of concepts, like the thing that I would say is that the challenge that exists in vibe coding is actually getting it into production. Like, the first iteration of A and K, the Ashita Nakaze stuff that I worked on, it went pretty quick, and I thought like, oh, this is pretty solid. We actually tested it at 288 Tuesdays IRL a few times and was like, okay, I'm good to go. But the second that, like, you know, 100 and something people hit Telegram all at once, like, it just exploded. So there is still there's still that gap between like, oh, I got a good idea and now people can see it, and oh, I got a good idea and you can get it into production. So something to think about as you're sharing.
That's why
ideas.
I signed up for the vibe coding camp, because they told us that if we have an idea, they'll help us make it a reality. And you know, that doesn't mean that ApeChain's gonna pick it up or any of that stuff, but they'll help us to, you know, make it real and then go from there. And like, I think that's one of the steps that I truly need to do as a creator, is build something simple enough to where that I actually see it manifest, utilize it as the tool that it's supposed to be. And I honestly, just as somebody who has ideas, I need that step personally, you know what I mean? Because prompting, all these things are a very serious you know, it's a skill at the end of the day, whether you all choose to see that or not. But like being able to deal with AI, talk to AI, have it listen to you, follow the proper directives, all of these things, it's almost like, you know, it's a whole new way of communicating, you know what I mean? And like, I think that I need that, and I'm excited about this class to build that first thing so that I can move on to those bigger dreams, those bigger situations. And who knows, maybe I'll tell Ryan and them, yo, I want to build XYZ, blah, 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 blah. I got all the handles and everything like that. Like, what do y'all think? And they'll say no, or they'll say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. And that is actually the other thing that I would say is that you've got 3, you know, you said you had 3 ideas. There's literally nothing stopping you from getting going on them right now. Like, hop on Claude Code, hop on Cursor, hop on V0 from Vercel, like hop on Windsurf, hop on. There are so many things that will help you create that first proof of concept.
So the type of learner that I am and the type of doer that I am, like if it doesn't come natural to me, if I have to think about it and set, I need direction and directive. Like it, like especially when it comes to computers and all that stuff. Like I wouldn't say that I'm autistic or anything, but there is definitely a learning curve, and I'm a little dyslexic to sometimes where like I have to like shake my head and not look at the screen for a second for everything to straighten out. You know what I mean? So I'm a learner also by guidance, and I've never had anybody help me in the realm of AI or learning how to prompt or vibe code or anything like that. And so like, because of the type of learner that I am, I'm super excited about that. Like, I'm very creative. Like, you put me in Nifty Island to build island, do any of that stuff, like I'm gonna come up with something cool. Like, creativity is not the problem for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's the actual doing on that steps where it comes to the turning it into an app and all that, or turning it into an actual product that can be utilized by me every day. I think that that's where I really need the foundation and the help. And that's why I'm excited that Ryan and that team are doing this.
Yeah, I signed up for it too. I don't know why they keep doing shit at 7 a.m. PS, or it's just killing me. But
how about just like in general, like you gotta quit your job to do anything that's in the club. Hey, you want to learn some cool shit? Oh, you gotta retire from your job. Sorry.
I did hear though they are gonna record those sessions, so I think like that's at least cool. I mean, you don't get the hands-on help that you would being live, but at least you're able to listen to them. So I'm gonna try and do that. But like, I am not a morning person at all. Like, I'd be better off if they had it at 5 a.m. so I could just stay up all night. But
Yeah.
it's brutal. Can we start a petition to do meet me at the clubhouse and not at 7 a.m. anymore? Figgy, tell somebody, please, for the love of God.
You know, I think Baron hates it the most. Because Baron's got to get up at 7 a.m. to do it at that time.
I just don't know what time zone like we're hooking up with that, right? Like, you could do 8 or 9 and everybody's cool. Anyway, sidebar, soapbox, sidebar, complaining. There is no time in the metaverse. We're on greater metaverse time right now. So
You're the ape on the bubble right now.
Right? Oh yeah, I get to speak my piece.
I just wanted to give a special shout out to Phil. I just want to give a real special shout out to Board FM. I miss you in spaces, but seeing you here physically today makes me so happy.
Thanks, bro. I just, you know, I got this thing teaching gig. I don't know what I'm doing, but back to school.
Who cares about the future of America and the youth, brother? Quit that. Come over here to the other side.
I could be the teacher on the other side. No, I was gonna say, just to piggyback on what Bad Teeth was saying, is like the vibe coding stuff is really powerful, and I definitely understand that. Like, obviously everybody learns different, but I think if you have an idea, just to like fuck around and find out a little bit, even if it's not perfect, that's been, I don't know, super beneficial to me. Like, I was able to create a website, create some mini games, and kind of get some baseline things done for a project that I'm working on. I'm not in a hurry because I just simply don't have a ton of time in a week that's free to do that, but it's been really fun and enlightening to go through those things. And so I'm definitely bummed about not being able to be in the vibe coding class, but I'll definitely watch the recording, just because I feel pretty confident in what I'm doing, but there's always things to learn. And so it definitely is powerful. I think the cool part about that is, I mean, Machiavelli, you're talking about being a creative, and I think there's so many of us that are creatives that never really had, like, I know I'll just speak for myself, like I didn't have any kind of like technical dev background, and so to be able to take a creative idea and like kind of flesh it out with some tools, it's definitely enlightening, it's definitely powerful. So
That's where I'm
it's
at.
been fun.
Which programs have you been using, Phil?
Primarily Cursor. I found the workflow there to be good, because I've just been going through VS Code and Cursor and just kind of like literally just ripping through some stuff and learning a lot too. Like, I'll be honest, I'm an idiot, and there's a lot of like tripping along the way and learning, but I feel like I have a good flow state when I have time now, where I can get things done a lot faster. It's crazy how powerful all those things are, all the different AI tools. And I would just say, just try them out. Even if you don't want to build something, just try them out and see what, even taking a simple idea and seeing something fleshed out is just, I don't know, it's super enlightening to me to see that being built.
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, it's such a superpower right now, and it's just worth like going and messing around, like download Cursor, or even just play around in ChatGPT. You can create some really amazing stuff now.
When I think about like ideas on how to progress any of these situations with blockchain and stuff like that, like I don't even think about art or affecting like Web3 or anything like that. I feel like I want to affect like states and municipalities and turn like public servant jobs into like almost smart contract situations to make it, error free and obligatory and stuff like that. Like there's almost like this whole other passion that I have sitting beside me that's not creative, and I'm so happy that being creative has kind of masked that. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to build for that future. You know what I'm saying? Is it coming? Yes, but at this point in time, nobody wants to build for it. But that's the shit that I dream about, brother. Like effectively creating a logistics app that completely turns over the ports in all of the United States or anywhere else in the world, and it utilizes a different system that helps with checks and balances and inventories, profit loss, all those things. Like that's how my mind just works. So like having the creative part come back to life in me and thrive has been almost like a dream come true, to be honest with y'all. And I'm done talking too, because I feel like all I do is want to unmic every time Bad Teeth does something. So I'm going on mute and I'm dropping the mic, and thank y'all all. Love you all.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you hanging out, and always enjoy hearing what you're thinking about, what you're doing, and the energy you bring to this place. So thank you.
I think the note on like creativity just being like almost like a medicine for the soul definitely speaks to me too, because just had like kind of a shitty year outside of NFTs, and so like to be able to kind of dive in and like really like learn, pick up a new skill. I'm not perfect by any means, but I think that's pretty powerful too, to like flex that creative muscle, if you will. And again, like I enjoy learning when it's something that I can enjoy creating with, I suppose. So that's been pretty powerful to me too.
That's great, man. Yeah, the feeling of accomplishment, and especially if you're stuck in other things in your life, like the ability to just move things forward and create something that came from your mind is incredibly powerful. So glad to hear that that's working.
That's literally, I'm sorry, I have to say this. That's literally harnessing the power of creation. Like you were created and you're able to create. And so watching listen, the chair was an idea before it ever was. And then it was a reality. You know what I mean? And like to be living in this time where the tools are available that literally can shape and form our ideas, like I think that's the little bit of the part that takes my breath away, that keeps my imagination sparked, that keeps my heart beating and makes me want to thrive. It makes me want to create. It makes me want to have an impact. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't felt that way since I was young. I haven't wanted to have an impact on anything that wasn't self-serving in a really long time, but like the viewpoint and the community and the way that people are have kind of like reshaped the way that I think about that. And that's why I think that I'm here as well, you know? All right, now I'm done talking.
Yeah, no, I'll get a little personal. When I separated from my wife, we were together for like 17 years or something. This has been a decade ago at this point, but I ended up shooting like 35,000 photos that year. I'd go shoot sunset at the beach like almost every day, and it did a couple things. It allowed me to be creative and also allowed me to be present. And I think that those two things are incredibly powerful when you're going through challenging times in your life. So anytime you can find those things that engage you in that way, I say go for it. Like, grab onto it, run with it, because it will help you move through the challenges you're facing and get you to the next spot. So, yeah, sidebar. All right, what is a chair? Nana asked the question, Figgy's here, what are we gonna get? I wish, that's what, sorry. The thing I would love to have is the ability to share like images and video inside of here.
Yeah.
I think that would be the thing, right? Like that's
Yeah,
kind of
hurry
the
it up.
main thing missing.
came out. Missed that fucking camera so much, bro. Cam was the coolest thing they got.
Yeah, Kodacam was fun.
I was just thinking, like being in this space, also kind of like turns you on to try many things to find solutions to stuff. Like, there's a real scrappy kind of go-getter, mentality and culture, here in Web3, and I feel like, people kind of turn their accounts and stuff and their identities into, sort of their branding and elevate their identity, as like some sort of brand on top of that as well. And suddenly we're trying to market stuff, and we're editing video and doing voiceovers and walkthroughs, and soon we'll be vibe coding experiences, social hubs, and Otherside, and it's like the space is interesting how you kind of dive headfirst into a lot of these communities that are just activating in a bunch of unique ways, and so like with Bored Apes and stuff, you got your mutants and ape avatars now, and Coda avatars, and a lot of that, it's like, oh, well, all of a sudden I got 3D files, and what the hell is an FBX file or a GLB, or what the hell is Blender, how does this work? And it kind of exposes you to so many different aspects of tech, and it's like, it's cool though. Like, you either love it or you hate it, I guess. But it definitely turns you on to like, or it can turn you on to like new things very quickly. Just like being exposed to them. Yeah, why mixed mode not working? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, I've done a lot of like early Photoshop and Quark Express and Illustrator and all that stuff, but 3D was very, very foreign to me.
I love it.
Taking it way back.
Yeah, so the Macromedia, the pre-Adobe.
Dreamweaver.
Now we're talking. Yeah,
Flash.
Flash for real.
Bro.
I actually, Nana, you mentioned community IP. I was just thinking about this like the other day, as we're seeing so many people start engaging with AI and creating content, right? Like images and video and audio, everything. But the one thing that they don't have is these identities that already exist. And I think that like we are so far ahead of the curve when it comes to thinking about IP with the NFTs that we own. We've been doing it for a while, but I really believe that this AI IP mix and combined with like, you know, trustless ownership on blockchain, like there is a huge unlock coming there. It's something that I've got a couple ideas that I want to build out to help sort of empower IP holders to create stuff a little bit easier, just because I realized, like, you know, I'm paying attention to models and I'm messing around with stuff pretty often, but I realized that it's a little bit outside of everybody else's day to day. So creating tools that allow IP holders like us to then, you know, envision that IP or create content with that IP or do all these things that we've been wanting to do for so long. There is something huge coming there. Curious what people's experience has been, what tools they've really enjoyed using on the AI side with their IP. Nana, I know that you get up to that on a regular basis, but curious as like what you've been experimenting with.
I think backstory and lore is very interesting to me, especially with the concept of agentic avatars, but also with relationship to community IP. I think about like how, you know, whether it be Moonbirds and a Moonbirds universe, or, you know, Grailed, and there's so much story and lore that's captured within that community. You know, as people build out characters, I think AI can be a really awesome tool to help people build their character and explore it in ways where it can tie in with the larger narrative of what's happening, you know. And I think there's some really interesting things that, you know, can be done in that aspect, but having like a larger narrative that people can attach to and build off of is really interesting to me. Like, it's one of the things that made me fall in love with 10KTF as well as Otherside. You know, where it's like, dude, what's happening? Why is Blue doing this? Like, what is that thing, you know, energy he's capturing? Like, how did the portal rip open and da-da-da-da? And it's like, man, there's so many ideas and inspiration that you can kind of build off of to take your own IP that you own and, you know, play with that, because you know there's going to be elements that can kind of bring people together, like a rift opening up in the sky and the whole community is talking about like what's happening with their characters, you know. So just as an example, but I do think like AI could like really help tap in to that to help people generate backstory and, you know, develop their character and eventually have like agentic features to where it would take a lot of that into account.
Yeah, I think that idea, like the reason that I started 288 is because I wanted to experiment with brand building with decentralized IP, right? Like that was the entire sort of like, okay, this is cool. I have this ape IP. What can I build? And so now that we're starting to be empowered with all these other tools that make that creation easier and, you know, create incredible pieces of content and stories and all those things, I think it's going to be fun. But let me maybe turn the question around for people. Like, are there tools that you wish you had that would help you with your IP and content creation? Like, feel free to either throw it in the chat or just open up your mic. Would love to understand what people are looking for right now too.
Hey, just a heads up, this guy's pushing us into the portal, and if we go in the portal, the bubble's gonna break.
No, the bubble will
Top-
keep working just fine.
Yeah, we'll just be all over the place.
Yeah,
Top-
jailbreak it.
Top dog, the chaos agent.
Tell that
Yes,
guy, tell that guy to go away. Tell him to go.
I
That's not
noticed.
me. Don't blame me. How can that be me when I'm in the bubble we use? Don't be silly.
Yeah, that's never possible. How could that happen?
That's not me. I don't know what that guy was at out there. He's double
Out of
ganging
control.
me. I have no idea.
Thanks for the heads up, Tropical. We definitely would have had a unique
Yeah.
experience right there.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it would.
We're
burst
all
the
having a
bubble.
nice time here together right now. I didn't want it to get disrupted.
You know how long it
Thank
took
you.
me to get that bubble to come down from way up there?
I waited purposely to the last second.
I didn't know what it would do. I just thought that
This
once you
motherfucker's
were-
trying to pop our bubble.
I didn't know it would
God
pop the
damn, you
bubble.
bursted my bubble, dude. You bursted my bubble.
I said,
Don't burst my bubble.
I can't
That's
believe it
crazy.
Burst
burst down.
my bubble.
That's crazy.
I had no idea.
No clue.
sure.
Never seen
I-
what happens.
I've never seen. I've got us down from up there, and I thought, you know what, that portal's close. I wonder if I can push it over there and see if it'll shoot us all out, up into the air. But I never got there. Whoever that was spoilt my fun. My fucking fingers
Sorry.
are sore.
The walkie-talkie mode is one of the dopest things in here, though. I actually think it's really cool. Like, you can stay connected with a group of people still running all over the place.
No. I've just got two devices open. I've got two of me in here. I can move both of them.
No, I know. I'm talking about after you go through the portal and the bubble.
Oh right, all right. That thing that they keep doing for the red light, green light.
Yes.
Yeah, we need another chat system integration like that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think, like, especially for team games and stuff, like the Outbreak game, like, to be able to talk to the people on your team would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be good. Or even introduce that like Titan kind of role, like a giant, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, have like a host walking around as a giant. That way we don't lose sight of them and know where to go.
Yeah, whatever, that game where we were following Machiavelli on Saturday, like, I lost him in like the first second. I was just like, what? Nope. Later. Okay, so now that we've survived the portal interjection, back to that question, like, if you all are creating stuff with IP content, photos, video, etc., like, what tools are you using, or what tools do you wish you had, like, just for some easy tasks that you're having trouble with right now? Curious if those are questions that people have, or there are things that they wish existed right now.
I've been creating like the mural stuff on the VR set using this game called Graffiti King Spray. And if I did like the vibe coding, I would like to figure out how to like combine like hybrid applications. So like, for example, like, because I also use Procreate for my art. So I look at what doesn't work on Graffiti King Spray and being like, damn, like there's stuff on Procreate that would go perfect for this application. Maybe like in the vibe coding, or I can use the AI to kind of help me create like a hybrid of that. And then I use a lot of like just editing software on my phone or on Final Cut or Premiere. So just like, I don't know, creating this weird hybrid content creating thing for like artists or people, you know, for their IPs and stuff, and just consolidating everything. That's like what I think about.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. The way that, like, it seems to be going, you know, is we're fracturing into more and more different platforms and tools and, you know, outputs and output formats and all this stuff, and it's making it more and more complicated, I think, to keep your shit organized and useful. So like that creator hub of content is definitely something that I've been thinking a little bit about, like, how do you do that in a better way? with all these outputs from all these different, you know, tools that you're using, and then just make it more useful. Like, how can you then gather all this stuff, have it where it's available as sort of your archive of content, and then be able to push it out to different platforms as you want. Seems like it would be a fun thing to do. All right, Machiavelli's requested to speak again. I love it. Can't stay quiet. Hold on one second, Mach.
Hey, after Mock or whenever I see Bored Ape, aka Elton, who's in the bubble, I don't know if he's super active or has an opportunity to talk, but that's a creative motherfucker right there, you guys. He has a IRL studio. In real life, he makes superhero costumes for major productions. Probably made your favorite superhero's costume. The stuff that he puts together with him and his team, with all the tools that they have and materials, is really like next level. But yeah, I don't know if Elton has an opportunity to say what's up to everyone, but if he does, it'd be dope.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. His work is pretty awesome. I wonder one day, hopefully, he can do my punk jacket. If I can get a punk jacket, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, if you're looking for like a really sick one-of-one piece with the best materials, like this, him and his team have like really great access and abilities.
So dope. There are just so many talented people in the club. All right, Mock, what's up, man?
I don't have nothing to say. I'm waiting for Bored Ape to say something.
We'll go.
I lost my train of thought.
He's a quiet
I'll be
dude.
real.
Quiet dude.
I lost my train of thought. I had something that I wanted to say based off the last part of the conversation, and then Nana started talking, and I kind of lost it. And I'm one of those guys that I need to naturally say what I'm gonna say, because if I try to say it, it's not gonna come out right.
It's a safe space, man. We're all good here. The main difference between IRL 288 Tuesday for me so far has been that I'm talking like 10 times as much as I usually do. So thanks for bearing with me while we do this, but seems like it's pretty good flow so far. It's already like 9:18. Oh shit, I missed the top of the hour. Speaking of which, I will give the badge code again. So if you weren't here when I said it the first time, you can go to other.page/claim and enter this code 7B as in boy, 8, K as in Kansas, E as in everything, 7B8KE, and get the Breaking Ground 288 Tuesday badge.
Such sick artwork, dude.
Dude, Jeff, our artist Jeff is a fucking animal. He's like, I've worked with tons of artists over my life, and like usually like some of the most talented people are, you know, occasionally a bit harder to work with than others, just because their creativity drives how they interact with the world, I guess is a good way to say it. But Jeff is just like as solid as they come, and every time we have an idea for something, like just waiting in the chat to see like the sketches of what's coming through, it's so exciting. I'm excited to show off I'll just say it, the Trouble Truffles, the 288 Friends Trouble Truffles that are coming. The artwork for that is kind of an extension of the whiskey box, and it looks super sick. So excited to share that here pretty soon.
Did I hear that right? Trouble? Truffles?
Truffles.
Like they're gonna get me faded?
Nah, they got a touch of 288 in there, but you'd have to eat like 800 of them probably to get faded. So yeah,
Can I get 800 of them?
there will not be 800 in existence in the first run. I think we're going to do 100 boxes in the first run, so pretty short run, but it's just like a product test to see if people like them, and then, you know, if that one sells, we might do more.
Will there be a truffle?
Truffle.
I tell you what, the ones we got growing down here in the swamp, bro, you ain't got to eat no 800 of them. Just take a little handful off the cow patty, bro. You're good.
Nice. I actually should talk to Fresh Out. We can figure out some truffles or truffle truffles.
Hell yeah.
Now
Let's
we're
put some
talking.
mushrooms in there and some weed. Let's go.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I just
that might
remember
be
the truffle shuffle from the Goonies. So I thought of a truffle.
That's great.
Are we gonna fucking alpha test these at 8 Fest or what? What's the plan?
Yeah,
I'm bringing
they
some
should
goodies.
be at 8 Fest. Oh yeah?
Yes.
Never not without goodies.
Yes, sir. I always try to come bearing gifts, you know.
All right.
Yo, that's
W's in the
championship hands
chat.
right there.
W's in the chat.
People
go
fresh
to
out.
for Fresh Out and for if you're going to 8 Fest.
I'm thinking about staying home, guys. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys
What are
get
you
enough of me
talking
here
about?
for 8 Fest. You know, I'll be in here the whole time. It'll be fine. It's the same thing. Trust me.
You gotta come to Vegas, man.
No,
It's
I
gonna
am,
be the
man.
thing.
I'm honestly, I haven't been to a Yuga event since the Macy 2-year, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be active, be participating, all of that, man. And I just want to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I'm really easy because I don't have expectations, and my superpower is patience and understanding. So it's just one of those things. Like, I'm gonna let the vibes flow, and I'm gonna be who I am, and I think it's gonna be just fine.
That's the way it goes. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I ended up getting a room at the Ape Hotel. Just figured it's the easiest way to like be close to a lot of apes during that, just because Vegas gets a little bit crazy. But should
Yeah,
be
if
fun.
anybody wants to share the box U-Haul, with me that we'll be parking on the side of the street on that hotel, just hit me up. I got availability.
Nice.
Yo,
Yeah, when
question
you're
on the
staying
Ape
at-
Hotel.
If you're staying at Conrad or anything at Resort World 2, you'll have the easiest time getting to the convention center for Complex Con, because there's a Hyperloop that'll take you right there as many times as you want. It takes like 10 minutes and it's like $10 for the whole day. Fucking super fire.
That's great.
I was just gonna ask Bad T. I booked, or I sent some crypto over to Ape Concierge for Ape Hotel. Is there any other like action? I haven't been keeping up with like Telegram and all that shit, so I'm just curious if there's like a call to action for anything.
I know that he made a Telegram for people that booked, so you should probably hop in there. I haven't been paying too much attention, but I think as long as he confirmed that he got your transaction on Twitter, then you should be good to go.
Okay.
We trust. In ASIF, we trust.
I know, man. Crazy that he's coordinating all these apes from all over the world.
Yeah, Wrangling Apes is wild for sure. I give a huge shout out to ASIF and to Hoarder and to anybody that's putting on an event out there.
It's worse than hurting cats. Trust me.
Dude.
I know.
Remember the fucking Telegram group chat for F1 Ape Chain Vegas? It was fucking nuts.
Chaos. Now it's only like 50 people or something too.
Exactly. This is going to be even crazier.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Vegas
mess,
is
but,
going to be
like,
crazy. It's going to be crazy.
that F1 event was like, I was talking with Ill and I'm like, we have to do Ape Fest here. Like, there's not a better place on the planet for a bunch of DJs to come hang out. So yeah, I'm super excited. Are you gonna play poker?
Oh yeah, I'm in there. What night is poker, by the way? Is that Sunday night?
I think it's Sunday, like basically all day on Sunday, or like 5 hours on Sunday or something.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Vegas time, but it will go until the last ape standing, essentially, is what they said.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Baron said there's like
that bad.
a couple hundred people registered now too, I think, so it could go for a while.
I think there's some fucking hitters in there too, bro. It's not gonna be an easy game.
Yeah, I know. There's some professional players in the club that are just gonna show up and take all of our fucking money. Oh well.
Yeah, I know better than that.
Better
bad
lucky
team.
than
What's the name of your badge? I was trying to look for it.
oh, it's called Breaking Ground, but it's hard to search that way. So if you go to other.page/claim and then just put in that code, it's 7B8KE. You're welcome, Rock. OX NFT, what's up, Nash? You're working with Frosties now?
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
think-
That's a perfect fit, right? VDizzle code is 7boy8 Kansas everything. 7B8KE. What was the question? We had a question for Figgy. I don't remember what it was.
It was what is a chair?
Oh yeah. What is a chair? Are we any closer to knowing what a chair or a coda are? That's the real questions.
I thought y'all were saying that because I gave the example earlier that even a chair was an idea first and became a reality. Like, I didn't understand what that reference was.
That definitely kind of inspired that thought. Yep.
Yeah, there's a cool presentation about 10KTF that Figgy did that talks about what is a chair.
You know what I would really want to know as a club member, because I wasn't here during the first trip or the second trip or even the first Project Dragon. I've seen all the videos and stuff, but like there's a certain amount of lore and story that goes behind all of this. And my man Figgy took us one day, I don't know, like a week and a half into the bubbles here on the swamp, and he gave us a lot of that lore. And he told us where the car and the thing that it was pulling came from and all that stuff. And like, I don't know, as somebody that like was new to this and is now true to this, it was kind of like almost, how do I say, like satisfying to get that piece of history and understand it. You know what I mean? It's like any place that you spend time, you want to know the area, you want to know the history, you want to know all of that. And so to have him do that one day and literally took us around the whole island, he explained a lot of things that I think are really cool. We might see change here soon, but like it was just very the lore is very important to me. You know what I mean? The why, the how, all of that. And like I was a 10KTF Gucci Grail holder, but I was never actually a 10KTF holder or did any of the bags or forged any of the things. So like seeing that part of the history roll out here and understanding the story is super, super dope. It almost makes me want to go back and wish I could play.
Yeah, I mean the lore I think was incredibly powerful. That's so cool that you walk people around, Figgy. Curious, like that's actually a good question, is like how does the lore start getting reintroduced to such a wide new group of people? I know that this was always a challenge with 10KTF, so curious how you're thinking about it with Otherside.
Yeah, I mean 10KTF had a lot of layers, and if you were in it, you were definitely in it, because we planted so many things and so many details. But the problem with like doing a project that way is like you have to be in the details, and it could kind of be, you know, it could kind of be a little bit more insular. It's hard for people to like, you know, you look at a lot of social networks today, there's no story. It's just, they're all kind of the same thing. They're open spaces. I think it's also why a lot of like metaverses tend to turn out pretty vanilla. Like you look at Facebook Horizon, in my opinion, like, you know, when I tried it with the Oculus glasses, I was just like, I don't understand, like, what's the personality of this? And it's like, well, it's dangerous to have a personality, because that means like some people might not want it, right? But I think, you know, like Otherside already has a bit of a personality here. There's 29 different biomes. You could just be land, like Sandbox or Decentraland, right? Like you could just have land. And it's like, okay, well, what is it? It's vanilla. It's like land. It's all the same. But once you start saying, hey, there's 29 biomes, there's these coda creatures, there's coma, so you know, there's Soma and Chaos. Like once you start making choices like that, in a way, it brings in a specific crowd that's magnetic to. But in a different way, it also is like, it's a risk, because once you select a point of view, that means some people are like, oh, that's not for me. So it's a really tricky thing to go in deep with lore, but I think here we're going to be like much more accessible with it. You know, one thought that I had is like, in Web3, or this isn't even just Web3, in anything, when somebody's like, hey, you should try out this new thing, you should try out this new product, whatever. I think most people, you try it on somebody else, but like, I tried it on myself, and then I tried it on other people, they will make up their mind within the first like 3 minutes. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm coming back. Or they'll be like, I'm never coming back, right? Like, you have such a limited amount of time, if you're actually going to top of funnel people, you have such a limited amount of time to capture and convert their attention into like a longer term commitment. And it's definitely like more special if people have patience to be able to be like, oh, this is interesting, this is, like I'm gonna be drawn into this. But like, it's really important that I think it's really important for Otherside to open with some amount of story straight out the gate, because I think that stuff differentiates us from like, you know, like Fortnite Creative or Roblox. Like those things, like they don't want to put like a narrative twist to it. But I think Otherside spawned from a narrative twist. Like you watch that first trailer and you're like, oh damn, like he drank that juice and this whole world appeared, like I'm in, you know, and that trailer is very, very popular. And so I think, look, in most digital experience design, unfortunately, like even for the artistic parts, there's usually like a skip button, right? Like, you know, I used to work in a lot of movies, and you develop like title sequences or something, and now you know, if you're on HBO, the title sequence shows up, the first thing that pops up is the skip button, right? And so I do think to make, you know, it more efficient for everybody, I think unfortunately modern technical design is basically, it goes around the philosophy that like friction equals bad experience. And I think that's really sad. Like, I do think that having some friction in the process is actually what creates like memories and emotion. Like even today, you know, whenever I go outdoors or like to Burning Man or something like that, because Burning Man just happened, I didn't go this year, I was too busy working, but like whenever I go to these tough outdoor things, like I don't remember them because they're easy, I remember them because they are difficult. And I think that was something with 10KTF too, you know, from the very first day. It was like we deliberately like do a rug as part of the story, and I think people don't really mind a rug if it's planned. I think if it's part of like, if it's part of the experience, then it's just like fun. But yeah, I mean, I've got like sprawling thoughts about how to handle lore and how to handle narrative, and I think it's kind of a tragedy that like most tech design is built around frictionless interaction. I think like part of the struggle is part of the fun, and you just have to balance that with like being able to onboard people. It's a really hard problem, but I think I think Otherside's going to set itself apart because it has an opinion, and it's not going to be for everybody. But I also think things that are built for everybody kind of wind up catering to nobody, right? Like I think you have to make a space. Like why are all these people here right now? Like why are all you guys here in a bubble? You know, it's because there's something about the way that this presentation is that's like interesting. And so I think what we need to do is just make a product, make an onboarding flow that will capture more and more people who are like-minded, who kind of like want to buy into this thing and build it. Because I actually think there's a lot of people out there that if they got exposed to this type of experience, they would be. It's actually like kind of easy to onboard people to the other side. There was somebody who was like fudding progress the other day because it's a weekend. So like, what do people do on Twitter? They just like FUD things for engagement. So I actually reached out and I was like, like let me onboard you. And I literally got on a Zoom with the guy and I onboarded him to Otherside. And within 2 minutes, he posted a new thing that was like, actually, I think Otherside's incredible. Like, I actually think it's amazing. I signed in so fast. Like, I don't know if that was just good salesmanship. And I'm like, it's really not. Like, I don't know that you've actually gotten the chance to see how easy sign-in is, to know that, like, all of this operates on crypto, but we don't have to be in your face about it. I think if we make this product easy enough to use, like, people will be proud to evangelize and onboard other people to it. So, yeah, man, I know it's like, it could just be a story question, but it also is like a strategy and a product question too. It's a really complicated one.
I have a few questions. So when you mentioned like story and stuff, like when we think about Otherside, this is pretty much considered like a metaverse world. But is this going to be like a metaverse world that's going to have like gaming in it, like DLCs? Is that what's going to be included in the story, or is the story part of like the metaverse world? Just get some clarification.
I just don't want to misunderstand your question. Like, are you asking if like gaming is going to be involved, or if like people are going to make games? Or sorry, I might just misunderstand your question.
Like we have the lands and we're going to be building stuff like on the lands, but is it also going to be like, because you have like Bathroom Blitz and all these other games that are kind of separate, but is like Otherside going to have like its own game, like its own DLC, like with lore, or is it just like a metaverse? Like if that's like the bare bones of it?
Yeah, there's a couple of, okay, so I'm going to say as much as I can say as it relates to like what's publicly been shared, because I don't want to like give asymmetrical information here, but basically like people, including myself, bought into the mint and then bought a lot of other deeds. Like I know Bad Teeth bought a lot of other deeds. He knows I bought a lot of other deeds. This is before my time at Yuga. Really big believer in the concept of Otherside and why I minted all the stuff to begin with. And in fact, like when 10KTF moved over, like one of the reasons is because I saw a lot of potential in this idea of a community of communities that can develop on a platform. And so I'm really a big believer in that initial state for Otherside, but I collected deeds because of like resources, right? Like artifacts, sediments, like position, I think there's a lot of different indicators of why collectors collect other deeds, and you want to participate in, that experience that's on that kind of like, I've been thinking about other deeds as like, whenever I explain it to people, it's like, oh yeah, it's an NFT that represents land, and they immediately like their eyes black out. And I'm like, okay, I gotta stop using that. I think we can't use that word. I think we need to be like the digital trading card, and it represents like your artifacts and resources. It's just like easier. As soon as I'm like, oh yeah, this is your land and it's an NFT that represents, I think like normal people just black out. So the interesting, just, I think we have to change our language if we want to break through in this next cycle. But yeah, everybody's going to be able to participate in, the resource system and the game that's around that. But I think that that's also like kind of a more limited, like that's going to be huge potential, because I don't think anybody's actually like building something to the degree that we are building. But I think the much bigger opportunity is in going after the TAMs of like Fortnite Creative and Roblox. I think experiences like, there's so many people here on the swamp without any activities happening. And I think that that's really curious. Actually, like, the swamp seems to be a more popular place to organize than, even if we put it side by side with, like, say, the Bathroom Blitz lobby. More people tend to be in the swamp than the Bathroom Blitz lobby, but that's illogical, right? Like, there's nothing to do in the swamp. Why don't we all just hang out in the Bathroom Blitz lobby, and when we want to do a bubble, just go over to Bubbles? At least if we're in the Bathroom Blitz lobby, we're able to queue up, right? So why aren't we just all hanging out in the Bathroom Blitz lobby? And I think this is kind of getting to a truth about, like, the complexion of the actual people that are being attracted to Otherside, which is like, if you actually do a scan of everybody's wallet, there's about 27,000 holders on Otherside. If you scan their wallets and you look at what's in their wallets, there's actually very little crossover with Web3 gaming, which surprised me, because I thought, like, oh yeah, like the people who would be into like collecting the resources and all that, they would be like really turbo into Web3 gaming. There's very little crossover with other projects, and I think that's not a surprise to us internally at Yuga anymore. We digested that a long time ago, but I think what it tells us is that, like, in order of persona, we're really looking at like actually collectors first and foremost, like the connective tissue between all the holders right now, and a lot of the like potential personas that we can capture is like, number one, the persona is like they're a collector first and foremost. Like, digital asset ownership has to matter here. It's why we do token gated stuff, and why we do avatars that are token gated too. But after collectors, then it's creators, and then it's gamers. I think gamers have a very binary outcome. Like a game has a very binary outcome. Like, I think we did Doogie Dash, for instance. Doogie Dash was a mobile game, and it got all the way up to like number 4 on the App Store on all games, like right behind Roblox. So it's huge, probably the biggest opening like to this date of any mobile game. And it's still a very binary outcome, right? Because like, you either are able to make enough money that you can spend enough to stay in that top, because like the top games all advertise, they all do intense user acquisition to maintain their spots. So you either hit that magic cocktail or it's done. And I think that that's not great. What I love about the approach on Otherside right now is like, it's not binary. It's like, we can keep trying lots of stuff. Like, we're going to ship out an update tomorrow, right? And then I want to be able to ship out an update every 2 weeks. And it's sort of like, there's no big bang for Instagram or Twitter or Discord. Like, you just expect them to be platforms that are constantly shipping upgrades. And I think that's what Otherside needs to align with. So sorry, I'm like kind of getting to the answer to your question, which is like, yes, there's going to be a resource game that you can participate in. That's something that's been talked about. It'll come in 2026.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that we can do between now and then that I actually think is gonna like be testing a lot more product market fit and actually getting to the heart of like the stuff we need to be testing. And like, look, Bubbles, we built Bubble, this thing that we're using. Like, how many player hours have we had in this bubble so far? I walked away from this bubble for like an hour because I was putting my kid to sleep, and then I come back and you guys are all still talking, right? Like, what is the game loop here? What are you guys doing? What is the game loop? It's like, there is no game loop, man. We're just hanging out. And I think what somebody said it earlier, I don't know, Machiavelli, maybe it was you, it's just that, like, social networks aren't social anymore. Like, I don't really enjoy spending that much time on Twitter. I doom scroll on it. I do it because, like, there's a lot of information on it, but, like, what are we doing here? We're actually being social. I've never met most of you, but I feel like I know you more than people on social networks. And I feel like me seeing you floating around in this bubble with me makes that feel more real, but I know it's not. Like, there's something weird about like being able to see everybody that I think is going to resonate with people, especially as like, we roll out not just modifications of this world, but more worlds, and especially as like, you're going to be able to build your own world, and Bubbles is a thing you're going to be able to put on your deed. So if you just want to hang out, like not in one of these shared spaces, if you want to do it on your own deed and limit the amount of people that come to your deed to just certain token holders or certain people that have, you know, another page badge that they had to earn a long time ago, or something like that. Like that's what I think is going to be a banger.
I love it. I love it. I actually, you know, going back to the discussion around lore, it made me think, and I'll show my age here, but the way that I discovered hip hop and the way that you discovered music pre-internet was so interesting, right? Because you'd hear like someone would feature on somebody else's track, and then you'd hear their name, and then you'd go try and figure out when they're going to drop an album, and you'd look for that album. Like there were these strings that led you through the experience that made you work for it and feel like, oh yeah, like I'm a part of this. I discovered this. I get where this person came from and why it's important. I think like one of the fun things that you could do with lore in a space like this is provide those threads that allow people to explore and learn the lore for the ones that care, and then for the people that don't, it just goes over their head, right? It's like The Simpsons written on a couple different levels where you can take it all in and really get it because you're a part of that community and you know what they're talking about, or you can just enjoy it because it's fun. And I think that's where you win. Also, the other thing that stood out to me is like the freedom to take a point of view and hear, I think is huge. One, it came from that point of view, right? The trailer was insane, and the world that's been crafted around it is really deep. But then because there are 100,000 deeds, people can go build their own world and their own viewpoint and their own experiences. So you're not limiting and saying this is the only viewpoint we have. You're saying this is a viewpoint that we love, but you're free to create your own. So I think that's the fun part to me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we are providing about 1,000 assets. So like if you look around, you see like all of the assets here, like all of that's going to be provided as part of the content kits. And then so you as a creator, you don't have to like hire a modeler. Like you could just kit bash the assets we give you. You could put them together like Legos. There's 1,000 of them, right? And you know, you got to own the other deed if you want to use the kit, because like we have to be driving value to both other deeds and to ApeCoin. If we're not doing that, we're not really creating like a coherent network here. But that doesn't stop people from like, if they want to spend the money building their own assets because it builds out their brand more, like they can go model that. That's something that we saw with Bathroom Blitz. Like those aren't part of the content kits. Although honestly, if you look at Bathroom Blitz and you see like the boats are the boats from the swamp. Like there's a boat in the sink in Bathroom Blitz and it's the boat from the swamp. So it's not like they didn't use the content kit. It's just that they came up with a lot of their own assets to make that world feel like more internally congruent, right? And I think that's up to anybody who wants to like bring in their own assets and build out their own world. Like that's totally up to you. You don't have to use any of the content kit. So I see sometimes people are like, oh yeah, well, you know, what deed did Command Line use for Bathroom Blitz? And it's like, dude, they think about like the face card version of it, where like if another deed was actually a card and you saw the island on the face card, but you flipped it over and you wanted to play the other side of it, like I just think that people should be able to opt into like, you know, the resource game as they want, but they should be able to build whatever they want if that's not quite for them. And I think that duality is actually, it's a little bit more complicated, but it actually makes the opportunity on Otherside that much bigger. I'll do one more example because I know I'm just like, I go on these tirades sometimes, but like, if you think about Warcraft 3, this is the classic example. Warcraft 3, do whole campaign mode, you could play the whole campaign, and there's even a multiplayer, you could play against other people, but then they took all of the little trees and rocks and characters from their game, and then they put them all in a toolbox, and they called it use map settings. And you could go in and you could create your own game. Some people would create tower defense or protect the man or any number of games. And the one that broke out was Defense of the Ancients, aka Dota. And Dota has like nothing to do with Warcraft 3. It's like a whole new, it's the MOBA game style. And In fact, unfortunately, like Dota was so popular, but Ginsu and IceFrog were the two developers. They had no way to do value recapture on the thing that was like super popular. So they actually left separately, and one worked with Riot Games, the other worked to create Dota 2, and like they created multi-billion-dollar companies elsewhere. They couldn't figure it out with Blizzard's system, and we're just hoping that there will be people that come along. Look, if you gave me, here's the thing too, if you gave me that Warcraft 3 use map settings kit today, I probably could not build Dota. That is a really complicated thing. Like, these were two people who really hacked the shit out of that system to make it do all sorts of stuff that it wasn't originally conceived to do. And I think that there's a chance that people come on this platform and do that, right? Like, that's kind of what you would want. I actually think it's much more realistic for creator systems to be built around emotes and stickers and graffiti and stuff like that. Like, stuff that's more in world building where you don't have to go so close to the metal of Unreal Engine. But yeah, there's a lot to consider here. We're in his pocket, guys. We're in his pocket.
My man's putting in work.
I'll get it.
Let's go, Big A.
Shit, I'm sorry. Fuck.
It's all good, dude. It's all good.
Not a party unless there's at least one open mic. No, it's super fun to hear. Shit. Now I'm just hearing myself twice. Echo. Anyway. Holy shit. I gotta figure out if the mic's open.
Bad teeth, or is it echoing?
It's echoing. I don't know. Somebody else's mic is open.
Figgy's mic
is open.
Oh, my mic was open. I wasn't pressing C anymore. It must have just gotten stuck because I was holding C for so long.
You can toggle it now.
There we go. Now we're working. No, I was saying, I don't even remember what I was saying now, but I think it's the example of the right time for the tools that are coming online and the assets that Yuka's creating and the platforms that we all have to build on, and that feels like the exciting part. So, we've been dreaming about this stuff for 3 years, and now we get to hang out in a bubble, shoot the shit, put in hours just talking, because it is social in a real way. It's not social in a fake, like, here's a perfect picture of my life, or I want to argue with you about politics, or I want to be a bot that tries to divide people. It's actually people talking about what's possible and what we can do together. And it reminds me very much of what 2021 felt like in Clubhouse. It was people trying to learn and build with new technology. And this is just another version of it that we all get to be a part of. And so thank you for your insight there. And thanks for all the work you're doing. It's fun to see this come together, and it's exciting to be here. We've been going for almost 3 hours. I'm going to wrap this up right at 10. But the badge claim will remain open for another 30 minutes after that. So if anyone's still having problems, just DM me on Twitter and we'll get you sorted out. But the badge code is, we go to other.page/claim and then enter this code: 7, B as in boy, 8, K as in Kansas, E as in everything. 7B8KE. Bored for coming through. Get some rest. Good luck with those kids tomorrow. I know school is crazy right now. If anybody else has anything they want to say when you wrap up, please be my guest, and then we'll go ahead and shut this down in a couple of minutes.
I love you all.
Love you, Mom.
Hey, thanks for hosting. Sorry I was late to get in here, but this is really cool.
My pleasure. No, it was fun to do the first metaverse version of 288 Tuesday. So thanks everybody for coming out. I've enjoyed the conversation. Thank you, Figgy, for coming through and sharing thoughts, and not alpha, but it's really just cool to hear what you all are thinking about as you build this place out. So appreciate it.
Good to be here.
All right,
I'm gonna
all
go
right.
back to my rock. We'll see you guys at the rock.
We'll see you at the rock. We'll go. Let's fucking go. It's good to see y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up 5 minutes early, but thanks again, and see you MFers on the other side. Peace.
Yeah, appreciate you for hosting Bad Tea. Thanks, man.
Thank you,
Thanks,
legend.
man. Appreciate it. Thanks, Jay.
288
Thanks, everybody.
Tuesday in the
Gracias.
books.
288 Tuesday in the books. We done did the thing.
Cheetah Gang.
Later. Cheetah Gang, Cheetah Gang, Cheetah Gang.
Wow.
Mira, aquí está el persona GM.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's in there having a good time, and like nobody's trying to one up. Nobody's trying to do nothing but vibe and be appropriate. And there's a lot to be said just about that type of interaction. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think.
for sure.
Look, there's two Figgies. Yo, there's two Figgies. I'm about to go get them. There's two Figgies. You see Figgy on the rock, and one just went to the club.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
Yeah, so do I.
That's that split personality.
Yo, why
No,
fresh
hey, man,
out? Look,
it's-
fresh out. Look.
Go
He
ahead,
painted
Dom.
his face.
My bad.
No, I'm looking at
What'd you
fresh
say?
out. It looked like he painted it.
Oh yeah. Mine has a beard. I don't know.
Mine has a beard. I don't know.
Fresh out needs a shave.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Dead ass, bro.
Make
Like
it
he's
up
the
above
only
the
G I
snap.
seen in here with a fucking beard, bro. I was like, how do you got the
Right?
beard, bro?
Right?
Yee.
And right now it looks like he mismatched patched that shit.
Yo, you look like he went to the barber. He got the spray on.
Yo, try.
Yeah, hell yeah, I did. I need that shit. I got that baby face.
Igual van a hacer algo ahora o ya no.
Yo, man, shout out to you for the space, for the bubble today too, man. I really enjoyed that conversation. I know I didn't partake, but like sometimes you just gotta sit back
Yo.
and listen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, appreciate you, dog, for sure, man. Yeah, it was a good talk today, man. Had a lot of good questions and just some really good insights. So I love it,
Yeah.
man. People coming through, getting all, deep and shit with it. I love it.
Biggie
Well,
gave
I mean,
a little
that's
insight
that-
though.
That's that part of the social layer that you don't get anywhere else. That's that part
Things
of the,
that make
the,
you
the
go,
realistic emotion really takes over. Because, like, listen, man, we are creative beings, we're powerful beings, but we're emotional beings, and a lot of that power lies in that reaction and how we handle ourselves. And like, I don't know, sometimes I think it's necessary to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the conversation that 288 had tonight, because it was just a natural progression of how we feel about this place. And we even got to hear from the person building this in a natural way, like nothing was forced. And there's a lot to be said about that type of bonding, that type of communication, and that type of community growth that I don't think that you really experience on other platforms unless you're in an open situation like this.
Yeah, 100%, man. Even on our own timelines on X and shit, like, I mean, that is one thing, right? There are good moods, there are good vibes, and people sharing stuff. But I don't know, man. Once people jump in here, I feel like, you know, characters change. People start, you know, kind of being a little more real and open because, like, even though these are digital avatars, like, we're kind of like literally standing in front of each other, you know? like if we can kind of get in tune with that, you know, like kind of like align yourselves with that mentality, like, I don't know, man. It's like you're putting a little bit of your digital flesh and blood right here, right in front of someone else. So like, I feel like the conversation slows down, gets a little deeper, a little heavier, and a little more personal, like you're saying, for sure.
Nah, it's just wild. The fact that we're in our avatars having like normal conversations, and this is stuff that we've been building out for years with our content, and we're just like pretty much wearing it. That's crazy.
Bro, I remember when you got that mutant, and like how like there was like and I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying in the background people was like running their mouths like on the thing, but like really like your journey and the way that you built yourself up through the club and everything that you did like is fucking in the history books here for this situation. And then like you're one of those members in the club. Like not only did you become a member and you worked with the club beforehand, but like you've proliferated every day since then because you're a creator and you're consistent. And like there's not a lot of places, I don't give a shit what organization or anything that it is, that has members like that. There really isn't, bro. Like this is really a organic, like super group of individuals that are doers.
I was thinking about like a lot of the metaverses, they don't have communities like this, and in the space with Tropical that he had today, the bubble, like we really do have like a cult following. It's like, I know we're not a cult, but it's like it is kind of like the way the upbringing of the Bored Apes and all the people that got into it and the people that are here now, like there's a reason why we're all here and shit. It's not even because of Floor. It's just because like there's a lot of cool ass people that are creatives in the space, you know. So it's just dope all around, man. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a mutant ape. Cheetah gang.
Facts.
Facts, bro. 100%. No lies.
Nah, but Figgy, but that's why like it's really about clarification. I was like, okay, like what is this? Is this like a metaverse? Like is there gonna be game implemented in it? And the way he explained it, I was listening very carefully. But it's like kind of like what we talked about Tropical, where it's like, how do you maintain the quality of the lands, the assets that everybody invested in, while onboarding new people? And it sounds like there's going to be tools for all that, and there's going to be an avenue for new people to come in and kind of like, even if they don't have like the capital to, you know, be in the club or have the assets, without diluting or hurting the brand, there's going to be different, you know, walks of people.
Participation is free, bro. You know, it's free to get into the swamp. You know what I'm saying? And like,
yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of builds that are free to use as well. And like, it's one of those things like Roblox. You bring them in, you captivate them, then they'll pay something, or they'll buy a pass, or they'll purchase gear or whatever it is. And like, there's a lot to be said about that type of creator economy. Like my 6-year-old wants to build a game in Roblox, and he didn't want to build a game in Roblox before he saw dad doing this. But now he thinks and knows that this is possible. And so he wants to start there because he's like, well, I thought I have to be 18 to do this. But it just goes with that ebb and flow. You know what I mean? Like that next generation behind us that we're raising, that are our brothers or sisters, all of that, like being in a game format and personable and sociable is a lot of their dynamic. And I think that we're not catering to quite yet, but I think we're going to see a huge shift in gaming and the social aspect as well, because we need that experience. And whether people want to acknowledge it or not, this emotional intelligence is the most important part of this.
Yeah, and like, you know, we keep using Roblox example, like, so like, Otherside is exactly that, a Roblox, a platform to upload worlds. And right, so like if you want to participate in the greater Otherside game, you can. And that would fall on like your deed, what kind of deed do you have, what type of resources, artifacts are on it. If you want to play the bigger game that's attached to, Yuga and their ecosystem, the game for, quotas, all that good stuff, that'll be there, but you have to own the land, in order to participate. That's where the valley comes from as well. But right, in the end though, to be able to get someone to just build with the ODK and upload a game, you don't really need to own a deed to get a world going. But you do need a deed to get access to assets, to get access to the Otherside game, if you want to participate in that. And that's the interesting part. We haven't even gotten there yet. Is how does one participate?
You mentioned that about ODK, that they can't just give it to everybody. It has to be deed holders and stuff, because you don't want to cheapen the economy and just give it to everybody so everybody can launch a situation, but nobody owns a deed.
Right. And so like that's where we're like Rockstol was asking earlier too in the bubble, was like is it open for anyone to build with? And but it's like, right, if you want to participate in the greater game though of the Otherside and have your own deed be a part of that game, then right, you'll have to own the deed. And to get access to the assets, like if you own a botanical or you own a swamp or or like something like this, you gotta have the deed to get the assets to build with those assets. But like Biggie was mentioning that Bathroom Blitz, they use pretty much custom assets. So like he said earlier, someone was asking, well, what is Bathroom Blitz deed? Like, what are they building on? Like, well, they're not really building on a deed. Like, they're just building a unique experience. But if you want access to the Otherside game and you want access to the other deed assets, like the 3D models, okay, then you'll need a deed, right?
It's my understanding that they put it on a deed though. Like, it's on a deed, but it's not on a deed. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because there's really, it's not a biome. It's like not connected. No, it's like Bathroom Blitz is not an acid, a bog,
it couldn't be like
sky.
it couldn't be like the clubhouse though, where like the clubhouse exists like underneath, but when you go, you know what I mean?
Well, that's part of the build out.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is kind of what you were saying, Mark, is like, it still could exist here. It doesn't have to be like on a biome necessarily to exist here, though, right? Because you can build it. You can build an enclosed instance. You can build like an enclosed instance that would still be Bathroom
exactly
Blitz,
my
but
point.
still on a deed, though, right? Could be.
You guys
could,
have,
you could.
That's what I understand too.
Yeah, what I was trying to explain is like, you could essentially like still build a game and not really have it tied into the Otherside larger game, or utilize the assets. Like, you could just build a wholly unique experience on Otherside and upload that, and it doesn't have to be a part of anything Yuga related or the ecosystem. Like, it could be a whole other project entirely. And right, whether you want it to look like a deed or another deed, that would be up to you. You know what I mean?
I asked these questions before to Figgy when he took me around in that bubble with quite a few of us, and he told me to like look at it as two sides. Like, if you own a deed and you're part of the game, like, it's got to be built out a certain way. Like, it's gonna conform with gameplay and stuff like that. The flip side, adverse side to that is the ODK, where it's your actual own experience. So like, the deed still serves as part of gameplay and the dynamic that is being created there, but on the adverse side, you're able to create the ODK experience that belongs significantly into you. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I built the other games. Like, during the day, I'm a sky deed. where you're coming and getting resources and all that. But there's also the ODK plugin where you're flying through the sky into the deep. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the dynamic there is very versatile, and it's almost like two sides of a coin from my understanding.
Yeah, so from a technical perspective, you would have to sort of like plug in, right? So like there's the greater Otherside game, tied in with codas and artifacts and resources. So if you want that to be part of your unique experience, right? Like you want people to come to your world and mine for those resources or artifact, whatever, however it works, right? I don't know the full mechanics on it. But if you want people to participate in that Otherside experience on your own personal world, right, you would have to kind of go in and plug that stuff in to like activate it, turn it on, and make sure it's working, like on a technical perspective. But it's all there though, right? Like it's if you want it, you can turn it on and essentially and have people come and participate. Or not. You could just have your own wholly unique experience that is just a chill social world where you just come and vibe with your homies and stream something or whatever. You could do that too. And whether you want it to look like another deed, again, also up to you as well.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for everybody that's building, from you, Devastation Dave, 369, Command Line, the folks that are doing this Outbreak game. Like, anybody who has a vision and a dream and is putting the sticks to the screen, I'm here for. I'm here to support, engage, do whatever it takes. I think that it's important as well, being that we're like the first 100, the first 200, the first 1,000, that these ODK levels that launch and stuff like that, we support it in the best way that we can, whether we like it or not, because, essentially the evolution and success of these is also the beginning of the other side. And I don't want to not, you know what I'm saying, fundamentally support anything that comes out. If I don't like it, I don't like it, but it doesn't need to be like publicized, you feel me?
Yo,
No,
are we
yeah, that's a good point.
are we a bunch of avatars just hanging around talking about fucking Web3 in a metaverse?
No,
Is this
my
what's
mind,
happening?
body, and soul is
Yes.
right here next to you, brother. My mind, body, and soul,
dream.
my spirit is with you. When I die, y'all ain't gonna get rid of me because it's gonna be an AI.
Yo,
That might
My
be
wife
going
keeps
here.
walking in the room laughing at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
my wife too.
Like,
My
we're
wife came
leveling
by.
up. She's like, "You're just not on Twitter anymore." I was like, "Nah, now we're like,
I'm
we're
working on
skinned."
my divorce, babe. Yeah, I told her.
Like, how much did this cost you? We're like, don't worry about it. We're hanging out.
He gave it to me for
Oh,
free.
good.
What you mean he gave it to you for free? I swear he gave it to me.
We vibing.
He gave it to me.
I'm trying to figure out like how do we get paid to be like an NPC here? Like, how does that work?
Brother, if I knew, I
Oh.
would tell you right now.
Dude,
I'm an
okay,
NPC
okay.
here.
Have y'all, who here has played 5M, which is a mod for Grand Theft Auto 5? Have y'all heard of that? It's called 5M.
Yeah, I've played. I've had a lot
Okay.
of fun.
I've heard Cure on POV talk about it. I've never played.
So people literally, it's a completely modded version of Grand Theft Auto 5 on a completely different server.
On its own
people
server, right?
Pay. Yeah, its own server. People pay to run these servers. People are spending money to get this world up online and keep it alive. And it's not tied to Rockstar officially. It's just that they're using their game files to run this modded world. But people literally jump in and have jobs. Like, I jumped in one time and it was all about, gang stuff, of course. So there was like, selling weed, buying weed, distributing it. So I did that. I got in, jumped in. I had to get a job in order
I need
to
the
get
weed farm,
money.
bro, and I'll supply you.
Dude, it's insane, dude. Like, you farm the weed, then you got to go buy papers and materials, and then you like roll joints, and then you can like sell those joints for money, and then like you just keep it going. You could get an apartment and like
For
it's
years.
insane to think
For
about.
years. Yeah, people do this.
Yeah,
shit
and this
like
has
crazy.
been going on, like he said, for years. And
Is this the
people
platform
get
where
paid.
people like bring like their clones and files, and now we're bringing them over there, and you were like they're playing GTA? I was like, how are they bringing? I remember seeing like
Right.
an Organio. I'm trying to think. It was
Yeah.
like what was it? The meta pandas or something.
I imported my avatars into the Chillin' Chilies have a Web3 metaverse that they did with GTA RP that you could do it with. It's pretty cool. It's pretty alright.
So pretty much with our files
Yep.
too, like with our
Yeah,
files
there's been a
or
couple
anything
apes
like
Oh, yeah.
in that server specifically. It's pretty chill.
Yeah, that's how it's done though. They're using that modded version of GTA to like bring their characters online. But yeah, it's all happening in those modded servers, and again, very alive community, very alive economy, and like people literally work at stores. Like it's crazy. Like I went
There's
and
a
I bought
server-
one of those, there's people working
Bro.
the counters.
T Grizzy has a server, and there's I remember reading an article. He's
He
making
did.
somewhere between like 350 and 400K a month off the server, like due to all the traffic and the individuals that like the actual economy in that game.
Yeah, my little
But what
brother,
are we
That's-
doing?
he's a
Let's
member
go.
of that he's a member of that server. He plays that server all the time.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Is that gonna be what the lands? Like, if we have a other side land, it's basically like a server, and then we just do whatever what we want.
If you can
You can-
program
you
it
can create an
into it.
ODK.
I remember seeing like I'm trying to think of a local rapper. He was like promoting it, and he had like people show up in their dunks, and they were like doing burnouts, and like instead of doing like IRL, like closing down the streets, they were doing it on GTA. I thought it was crazy. He was like promoting, like not to be. I don't know. It was funny, but it was that same server.
Well, they
That's
also
dope.
used it as a form of economy through mail and stuff like that, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I learned about servers like that. It's also an IRL economy. You're just not really partaking in it unless you're partaking in it.
Yo, I feel like we're in a gang right now. I'm looking at all you guys, and I feel like it's like mob initiation or something.
Nah, because I don't like orange and I don't like aquamarine, and I'm tired of hearing listen, if I gotta hear Showbiz or Alpha Degen or Hype
Gator
say
gang.
one more shit
Gator
about
gang.
orange or aquamarine, man.
Mac,
Yellow
I'm giving
background
you
to the alpha.
I'm giving you a hug when I see you in Vegas. I'm giving everybody a hug. Hype, I'm giving you a hug too.
See, aquamarine on top, I told you.
Yellow
Bro,
background.
homeboy, yo, in the other games Discord server that we shared, like to do the planning and all that, homeboy made me aquamarine green on my name, and I can't change it. He made sure. And if y'all notice, I'm doing my videos, they're all in aquamarine because the dev that fucking did my my mutant and put the background to it, he's aquamarine, so he gave me aquamarine knowing I was orange.
On purpose, bro.
Bro, and so like, listen, I'm done with the colors. I'm not even trying to fight with nobody. I don't got no beef
He's
with
angry,
colors.
dog.
Bro, I don't got no beef with no colors.
I am
Yo, now Marathon Crypto, he might have a little beef. He doesn't like the red lava lines in me, but it's okay.
I love you guys, man. That fucking brought joy to my heart. That's crazy. I just want to get paid to cut the grass here and pick up some of the trash. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's mad trash everywhere here on the other
Yeah.
side. So they
I
can
was gonna
just
say
pay
the
me to do
lawn
that.
looks pretty good right now, bro. You
In
did
the
a good
clubhouse.
job.
Thank you, man. I try my best, bro. I use scissors. It took me forever.
The scissors in a
Can I
ruler.
herd the cattle?
Yeah, good cattle herder. Them square cows be rustling.
Yo, Don
I'm telling you.
Vibe reminds me of Diablito when he said, "Can I herd the cattle?"
You want mass adoption? Just start paying us to do stupid shit here. Like pick up the flowers and shit. If you're gonna be like, what do you guys do? How do you make a living?
It's that NPC job you were asking about, bro.
Like
Well,
we all
think
get
about,
hired.
Let's
I
fucking
work in race
go.
management on the other side.
But then I got high.
I'm trying to create a position for myself right now.
Hey, it's my theme song.
When you enter in a room, this plays.
Can we just look
I
at
just
Jay
been
Vegas
ripping-
for a second? He's super high already. Look at his face. Look how high he is.
Oh damn. That just makes me feel like I'm not high enough.
I've just been sorting Pokemon cards, ripping packs all night. Just has been enjoying just the night
Let's
on the other side.
go.
Oh damn, that sounds pretty chill, bro.
You got any hollows?
I did pull some SIRs. I pulled one SIR and then like 2 IRs, but I don't know if anybody knows Sam's Club was the lick this morning. It was like a $49.99 bundle. It was definitely like 14 packs of prismatic. But if you have a Sam's Club nearby, they might have some left over. But nah, it's been a decent day, dude. Just vibing, just chilling.
It doesn't sound as good on here, but if you know, you know.
No, I think the music sounds decent. Whoever's playing, it's not too loud.
It's minty.
I just want to host a barbecue party here, dog. You know, cook some burgers, give out some chips, you know, chips and dip.
Wouldn't that
They
be a
need to add,
dope
like-
emote?
Let's fucking go. I'm not even high, dog. I fucking got the munchies.
Yeah, man. Fucking just emote like a barbecue pit, and like you know how they
Oh fuck, I went the wrong way. Fuck MX. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I get it. What? I left later or earlier? Yeah, I went the wrong way off rip. Let's do it again. There's no way. I'm gonna go into my coda too. gotta clock that on stream. I'm gonna start a timer. Yeah, it was that fame. It was that turnaround.
Or couples land, and I go in and plug in and I play. I'm just saying this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
totally
think that's
doable too.
impossible.
No,
But
that's
the-
easily doable.
Yeah, but the digital, the aspect of like the ownership and the IP usage and all that stuff, I think is where they're going to build their own rails to be involved in situations like that.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So how do you
Because
differentiate?
you can own the card,
propri-
but you don't own the IP. You know what I'm saying? Like you have access to the actual card and maybe the digital asset as well as the digital card. You have it, but
All right,
essentially,
I got my
you're
stopwatch.
not doing
I got my
anything
clock.
with it but
Let's put
trading
it on.
it or
Let's
selling
put it on here. All right, 3.
So
Let me make sure
So
I
if you
can
remember,
run
Tropical
really quick.
mentioned the whole thing with Grand Theft Auto and that server. How do they not get shut down if they're using like
because it's a
proprietary
copy.
stuff?
It's a copy on its own server. Nobody.
All right, we got this. Fuck. No, fuck. All right, we're respawning. All right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like a competition where everybody will, where we don't have to
Alright,
wait,
reset.
where we can all interact, and it's like a high score
3,
that way. But it's
2,
gonna be like us going into the other side.
Oh my goodness gracious. We're respawning.
Unreal Engine blueprint coding, vibin or
All right.
something.
3, 2, 1.
These are the fucking.
Damn it. It's like a half a second behind. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this, MX. It's a good challenge. I like it. The last time I stopped on that step, that's why I double jumped it. But oh my gosh. Oh fuck. No, my God. Yeah, I mean, that's 10 seconds to get up that thing, bud. Like, that's pretty hectic.
and all you do in this game is just fish and chat. You just like jump in a server, you were just hanging out, talking, and just fishing.
I'm running it. Fuck that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 151. Book.
Great chatting, good session earlier today and tonight. That was dope.
Yeah, great.
I can tell it was a
Great
good
today.
session because your voice is hoarse.
All right, one more time. One more time.
My
Let's go.
voice is hoarse.
All right. 3.
By the end of
Good
the day,
session.
yeah.
1.
Talking too much, yeah. We talked for like 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
I tease, but I appreciate you, man.
No, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna get that Mac voice
Some,
soon.
some people learned why.
All right. I might have started that a little late. Fuck. I don't even go up that high. Oh my gosh. No, fuck.
That's true. That's why I try and do my.
I need one more,
best
like,
to-
at least
to talk about
completion.
People for them.
I need another completion at least, and then we'll call it. don't know why I keep doing that. Fuck.
So I was gonna tell him, say just like the when the new Superman suit has all those like little indentures, almost like.
I started this one early. Started this one before I jumped. I gotta at least complete this one more time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can't read the comment. I'm sure it's awesome. $144. Yes, let's fucking go. I don't know how well you could see it, but you could see the 45. Let's fucking go. That deserves a dab. Woo! Hell yeah. Let's go. We're fucking taking a fat dab for that. Holy shit, we're gonna take another dab and we're gonna call it. Because I have more work to do. But it was a good stream hanging out with 288. It always is. Those 288 boys and girls are amazing. Fantastic people. That's why I choose to spend my IRL time with them. And I go to those 288 events. What? I do appreciate everyone hanging out and vibing. It is always a vibe. I appreciate you. If you can, like, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, follow. It helps the algo. But yeah, I love you. Be well. Take care. And we'll see you soon. And as always, consistently over the last 133 days, Ape Chain on top, baby. Peace.
I don't need the antidote to stop me from my tumble into comforting madness. Everyone who's got the notion from at the corner of my mind to feel my star glowing. I don't need the antidote to stop me from my tumble into comforting madness. Everyone who's got the notion from at the corner of my mind I feel my star. Sending them all over came my way. Better not up, you know it. Pulled all right, but now it's faded. Still think about all that pain that I destroyed and I created. Took everything I wanted. We could look in, but we're way too vulnerable. Try to hide it, but it's sitting right there, walking us the fool. We could look in, but we're way too vulnerable. Try to hide it, but it's blinded by glare, wrapped in undertow. I don't need the antidote to stop me from my tumble into ultimate madness. Everyone who's got that notion from at the corner of my mind to feel my stop glowing. I don't need the antidote. Everyone who's got that notion. I drafted you, vivified your love. Dug down for us out of pose. After they with the red cargo. Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. Two goddesses played to the max. Pale face and a venom pose. Come walk in the undergrowth. Covered in downpour. We could look at what we're way too vulnerable. We'll try to hide it, but it's sitting right there, walking us the fool. We could look at but we're way too vulnerable. We try to hide it, but we're blinded by glare, wrapped in undertow. I don't need the antidote to stop me from my tumble into comforting madness. Everyone who's got the notion from at the corner of my mind to feel my stop.